All right, I've got an introductory statement first here to read. Welcome to the Town of Lexington Board of Appearances meeting. This board is comprised of volunteer residents and/or registered architects or building professionals. We are appointed by Town Council and we serve without pay. We are a legal board operating under the Comprehensive Planning Act of the State of South Carolina. Although this meeting may not seem as formal as a hearing in court, all statements must still be true, factual, and not made in a manner to mislead us. Board of Appearance meetings are streamed live on the town's YouTube channel, and minutes are taken and maintained as permanent records with the town. Under the Freedom of Information Act, compliance notification of this meeting was published, posted, and mailed in compliance with the Freedom of Information Act and the Town of Lexington requirements. Please understand we must make our decisions within the parameters of state law. Should we make a decision you believe is incorrect, you may appeal our decision to the circuit court within certain time limits provided by state law. In case such an appeal is made, it is important that the circuit court know who testified at this meeting. So please sign in the sign-in sheet and identify yourself before speaking. So with that, I'd call this meeting to order. And any changes to the agenda?
No, sir. Okay.
All right. So in the first item here, we have the approval of the minutes from our February 11th, 2025 meeting. I'd like to make a motion to the board to approve these minutes.
Second the motion.
All in favor? That was unanimous. So, all right, minutes approved. And then we'll go in our first item of new business, which is the review of the proposed Dutch Brothers Coffee at 5211 Sunset Boulevard.
Hi, good evening. At the February meeting, the Dutch Bros Coffee submitted a proposal for a new drive-through coffee shop at 5211 Sunset Boulevard, which was reviewed and ultimately denied. During the meeting, board members expressed concerns about several aspects of the design, including screening of the drive-through, building materials, signage, and compatibility with the surrounding area. The applicant has since revised the proposal based on the feedback received. The revised design incorporates changes to the exterior materials and finishes to better align with the board's comments on aesthetic compatibility with the neighborhood. The applicant revised their lighting plan to remove any color lighting and wall packs. They also reduced the amount of overall signage to better align with the allowed signage per the sign ordinance. Please note that signage will still require a separate review, and if the board approves the overall design, it does not constitute as signage approval. The board previously expressed concerns about Section P10, which requires drive-through and stacking lanes to be placed at the side or rear of the buildings, and Section P11, which stresses keeping these areas away from sensitive uses with landscaping and fencing for impact mitigation. In the revised proposal, the drive-through remains visible from both Sunset Boulevard and Tom Corley Place. However, enhanced landscaping and a 3-foot brick wall have been added to help reduce the impact. The board also expressed concerns regarding the compliance with SG7 and SG15, which addresses rear access blending with the building facade and screening utility equipment from both public streets and other public areas. While the revised proposal seems to improve this area, no details have been provided on how the electrical equipment at the rear of the building will be screened. One of the board's previous comments referenced SG17, which requires external garbage enclosures to match the building's material. The applicant has upgraded the materials for the dumpster corral, however, its location still remains highly visible from all street frontages. The board has been asked to review the revised proposal to determine whether it meets the town's appearance standards and, if necessary, make suggestions to enhance the project so that it will meet these standards.
Good. All right. Thank you, Jessica. All right. Any board comments to the...
I'll start by just saying that just straight off the cuff, like, I appreciate the fact that it seems like the feedback that we gave last time was taken into consideration, and it seems like this is definitely like a step forward in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. I neglected to ask if the owner representative wanted to come forward for anything, or if you had any statements in particular to
Stephen Knutson, Urban Development. Thanks for having me back. Not much of a statement. I think the report included most of the changes we had made. I was going to add that there was a 1-foot berm that was under that 3-foot screening wall as well. So that'll be incorporated to make that a total 4-foot height. But yeah, I think we kind of went back to the drawing board on the building, tried to match the colors and materials you were all looking for, and hopefully it meets more of the intent and look that you guys would like to see.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. I tend to agree with the comments. I think you guys have made a lot of the changes that we requested. It's a better-looking proposal and more in line with the appearance board items. I have one item that I'd like to bring up to the board to see if there's similar concern, and it's on the wall that's facing 378 is where the drive-through is. And that wall, it's a long blank wall, and there's a canopy above it, but there's no windows or any fenestration there. And it's all the elevations, or at least the backside elevation, has windows on it. And I feel like that's a very blank wall that needs some attention. And so I'm going to throw out a suggestion, and we've done this, we've had on previous projects in the past. There was a car wash where we had this, where we requested them to either add a blacked out window there that still had framing and the blackout behind it so you can't see through, because I'm assuming those spaces, when I look at the floor plan, really aren't conducive to having windows on the inside. But on the outside, I think we need something to address that, and it just looks a little odd with having just a blank canopy 20 feet wide, and that canopy is not shading anything or protecting anything down below it. So I'd look for, like maybe a couple windows to add there that are blacked out as one option. I'm not saying that's the way to do it, but it is one way to break up the fenestration on the wall and not have such a blank wall. In particular, that's the most seen view on 378.
That's elevation 4, correct?
Yes, elevation 4 on a 6.0.
Okay.
I would kind of agree with that statement, that add some type of depth to that wall so the canopy just doesn't look like it's out of place. Maybe even like some type of shutter treatment, like faux windows or something.
Right.
I assume the canopy's purpose is to protect the folks that work there that are serving coffee through the door, walking up to car windows. Is that why there's a canopy there?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I agree with that comment.
Okay.
And it seems that the dumpster corral actually hides some of that electrical service that shows up in elevation 3 that looks rather less than attractive, but I think it's hidden by where that dumpster placement is, which shows up in the rendering there. This wall with all the gear on it.
Oh, yes.
I think is hidden by the dumpster corral that is.
Yeah, I think it'll be very hard to see that.
Yep.
Because of the dumpster walls itself.
I agree with your comments. I think it's a tough site solution, and while we would like to have it oriented differently, I understand why it cannot be on that site. So I think this is a good response to the concerns that were raised earlier.
Okay.
I would like to add to my landscape reviewer on staff. He felt that the enhanced plan would solve our problem.
Okay, good.
Okay.
He did review it.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, outside of that, I don't have any other particular comments.
So are you receptive to the critique that Larry offered that we would add something along that wall to break that wall up?
Yes, either the blacked out window or even the shutter.
Or shutter? Mhm.
Outdoor feature.
Okay.
Okay, great.
I was going to ask if that could be a condition of an approval. If that's
Yes,
Right.
and it could be submitted to staff.
So I make that motion that we approve it as submitted with the addition of some treatment under that canopy on elevation 4, either windows or proper design shutters. It could be approved at a staff level.
I second that motion.
All in favor? It's unanimous, is approved.
Thanks for your work to resubmit
Yes,
that. Well done.
thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Quick turnaround, too.
Yes, it was. Felt like we were just
True,
here.
it was, wasn't it?
All right. We'll move on to
That looks cool.
new business, item number 2, the Courtyard Hotel, 116 East Main Street. I guess Jessica will read it. And then,
Mr. Craig Otto, on behalf of Lexington Hospitality, has submitted a plan to construct a new 101-room Courtyard Hotel at 116 East Main Street. The 4-story, 61,000-square-foot building will be constructed in the heart of the downtown, creating a substantial impact to the area in both its size and influence on the future of the town. The board originally approved the project in March of 2025. The applicant has submitted a revised proposal that includes 2 changes: removing the metal trellis over the outdoor patio near the front entrance while retaining the patio, screen wall, and fire pit, and extending the roof over the second-floor outdoor terrace to cover the entire space. The board is asked to review the revised proposal to determine if it meets the town's appearance standards and, if necessary, provide suggestions for improvement.
okay, thank you, Jessica. Craig or owner, have anything that you'd like to add?
Just briefly, thank you for that description. We do have 111 rooms. That was changed
Oh, yep, okay.
at some, when we were approved a year ago, it was 111 rooms.
Okay,
That was the only correction I'd like to
Okay.
make to that. But other than that, if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
okay. Well, personally, I think this all looks good, and I don't have any design issues with it at all. I think it's well done.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. I don't think this materially changes anything in terms of the design, so I agree with that. I think it's...
Was there a staff concern?
There was not, just due to the nature of the project and because it previously came before the board, we wanted to ensure that it was approved by you all.
Okay. So the, Craig, the size, the material, the design, it's all the same building we approved last year? Or
Yes, other than
Earlier this year.
the roof over the terrace, which we've extended,
Right.
and the elimination of the trellis at the patio, not one other single change has been made. All of the materials,
the trellis there.
colors, and everything have remained exactly as was approved.
Good, thank you.
Thanks.
I might sort of like the idea that the canopy comes all the way to the street edge. I think it creates a nicer streetscape on Main Street, so it might be a nice addition.
I agree. I think
Yeah, I agree.
this will be handsome. I'm ready for you guys to get it built.
Nobody's more ready than them.
That's right. All right. Well,
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the building.
yeah, as is.
Yep.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor? All right, it's unanimous and approved.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. And let's see, I guess that's it. So I'm going to now make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, approved. Meeting is adjourned.